All right, it's 5 o'clock. We got 22 people here so far. I'm glad that you guys joined. I'm super grateful for this. All right, we're gonna start it off real quick. Let me just pull this up. So, if you guys don't know already, my name is Andrew, and in Spoiled Milk, you got Sal. Big boss is Brandon. We welcome you all to our first post-launch AMA. We were originally going to do video, but unfortunately we can't today, and we cannot do it on stage. That's why I went live real quick, like I said, to go show face. I think we had about maybe 15 people who joined. But yeah, I mean, we're super excited about today's AMA. We got a lot of information that we're going to share to you guys. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to kick it off first by thanking the DeFi Alliance for letting us join. It's been a great 2 weeks. We've seen a lot of growth. We've seen a lot of new members, and we appreciate all you guys joining and believing in the project. We also want to thank Ragnar for giving us the opportunity as well, allowing us to go and join the DeFi Alliance. Yeah, well, let's go ahead, and I'm going to begin with a couple things that I want to mention. I will be discussing the front end and the design of the platform. Brandon will be discussing the back end, and Spoiled will be discussing the advertising and marketing for the platform as well. So I want to first kick off by saying that we will be launching the first version of the marketplace in about 2 weeks. And I know I'm starting that right off the bat, but the first version of the marketplace is not actually the beta. So the beta will be released in mid-fall, which is September, October, in that range. But what we're releasing in 2 weeks is going to be technically the first version of the marketplace. How it's going to be designed is you'll go onto the website, click marketplace, and you'll be able to actually view creators, and you can click on their shops and view what they're offering for crypto. And every transaction is going to be run through email. We're building the system on how we're going to actually create the transactions between emails, but we're going to make sure it's secure and everybody, receives their funds and they receive their product as well. Because we want to make sure that, it's a safe environment to trade crypto services. But yeah, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be the first step into the platform. The reason why we're doing this is because we want to create a customer base first before we release the beta. That's going to allow us, once we release it, we'll have trust from customers that we actually have a platform. We don't want to release the beta and it's a slow start. So we want to start building some momentum before we release the beta. And it's going to be also, there's going to be a button as well. You're going to be able to sign up. If you want to become a creator, you can sign up, show your portfolio, and we'll go through each portfolio, each person, and go and accept about, I think we're going to have a maximum of 20 people on the platform at first, just so we can keep aligned everything before we go and accept about 100 applications. We don't want to overload ourselves right now, and then everything's a mess, if that makes any sense. I'm going to go ahead and read some questions real quick before I move on to my next topic. In regards to the marketplace, if you bought from it as a business, will you still get an invoice that shows the equivalent amount in fiat for accountants? Yes. How you done?
Yeah, I can answer that. So the original intention and the whole intention on starting to develop this platform in a decentralized way is so we can also picture this. We all know that we still use fiat for like most of our transactions. The lack of real case uses of crypto is because there's like not enough providers, or there's not enough services at the moment that accept like crypto completely. At the end, the end of the chain requires fiat at some point. So at the very beginning, yeah, you will be able to see, for example, that you're paying with the collective token. You're going to be able to see your equivalent in fiat. You can call it USD or USDT, don't matter, to see what's the USD value. But the intention is that we start creating a chain that where you're not gonna need to think about how much fiat am I using, but instead how much crypto am I using. I'm asking you to picture this because crypto and currencies itself gain value because we're using them. If we just use crypto to get fiat, then we're not using crypto. The idea of the chain of services, in our case, is first, you get to pay your freelancing services with crypto. That service provider knows that there's also going to be a different platform that sells, for example, I don't know, art supplies. And that specific provider also accepts crypto, knowing that, for example, for a living, there's going to be a store, a grocery store that accepts crypto because their providers accept crypto. It's like start to build that chain. This specific question, it's related more. I'm thinking in taxation terms, right? Like, what's the amount you're going to be declaring to your accountant for declaring your taxes? Yeah, you're going to be getting the equivalent. But at the end of the day, if you don't cash out your crypto, you're technically not paying for tax. So this will strictly depend on your country. If you're gonna cash out the amount you get paid in crypto for USD, euros, Mexican pesos in my case, any yuan, yen, it'll depend on that. You will be able to get your invoice that shows the USDT value, which is the USD, so you can know specifically how much you're transacting. That's I hope that answers the question.
So let's say we have a request. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. It's Sobyanik. So I'm going to go ahead and invite you in. Whatever question you want to ask, we'll go ahead and try to answer our best. So I just sent you an invite. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Good, good.
I just want to ask how much it will take to go $1.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm asking you how much time it will take to go $1.
Oh, well, that's hard to time. It depends a lot on the how we become more usable and what's the money pumping into the collective market. I mean, in the collective token market. You see,
I haven't invested my $50 in it. I want to be a millionaire very soon.
that's well, something to clarify. And I mean, I really appreciate your question. Since the very beginning, since we were only like 100 members for the collective, the whole goal of building a token, it's also being able to like build technology around the token. So in my personal case, me, Brendan, as one of the developers, I don't have any price prediction because I'm working towards DeFi progression.
Okay, but I have very positive vibes with TCC, and I hope it works.
Awesome. Then I'm glad to hear that, and thank you for joining.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next topic real quick. Let me see if there's any questions on the AMA questions channel. Okay, we have. Oh, actually, you know what, Brandon? If you want to answer that question about you working on the back end, just real quick, because they're asking if you're working alone.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let me just also announce this in the Telegram group. Okay. Just on the first channel. Yeah. So this was one of the first questions that I got asked in the Telegram group like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, no, like a week ago. If I was going to be working alone on the backside of the project, and the answer, I was working. I mean, my main focus right now is developing the contracts in order to make escrows work, escrows and transactions over the marketplace. But I'm not going to be working alone. I managed to build a team with top developers. I have one that is working with me with the JavaScript side and also the database side. And also we have a recently added member to the development team, which name you can see in the announcements channel. He's Tyler. He's a great developer. And I'm going to be working with him with the React part, which is the front end part. So right now we are 3 in the team. So no, I'm not working alone anymore. This actually helps me a lot because I can focus on the blockchain side and also assist a bit more on the JavaScript backend side. Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler, we brought Tyler on, like Brandon mentioned. He's a great developer and he will be a great asset. And I personally knew him since 2018. I worked with him in a startup company and he did amazing things there. So he's going to be a great asset. But I'm going to move on real quick before I answer another question about what else is going on. So like I mentioned about the marketplace that we're starting the first version, every creator is going to actually have an email from us ourselves. We're going to create, for example, like Vergolden. We'll have Vergolden at thecollectivecoin.com. So we can streamline all transactions through our G Suite. If you don't feel comfortable about that, and if you're a creator, we can also discuss certain things, but that's the plan. So we can streamline everything on the same system. Just in case if anything happens in any transactions, we can go back and check ourselves. But we will not interfere in any transactions unless we have to. We're also building the gaming side on the website. We are definitely excited for that. We have GoatKnit and a couple of other members who will be running the gaming side of the website. We'll be doing tournaments. We'll be doing live events. We'll be doing game betting, which I believe another Enigma is setting up a bot for that. But if not, I'm not sure if I heard that incorrectly before, but we are definitely excited for the gaming side. It's going to be super fun. Grand prizes up to 1,000 at first, and then obviously as we grow, the grand prizes will grow as well. We are also going live on pre-sale for merch. We will be selling hoodies, shirts, and stickers. That will go live about sometime next week. I would say either in the beginning or mid next week. You'll be able to go on the website, purchase merch, and we'll be shipping it out in about 2-3 weeks after the purchase. And then once we have everything in stock, it'll be a lot quicker after. And like Brandon mentioned, he mentioned already, Tyler, that was like I said, great asset and all that. But I'm good on my end. I'm definitely working on the front end of the website. It's super exciting. I'm constantly changing it to give it a fresh look. In the front page and different pages on the website, we will be presenting different artists' work. So for example, as the platform grows, we'll have artists of the month and we'll place their artwork on the page if it's applicable, because obviously if they're doing programming, it will be hard to present that on the website. But as time goes, we're going to present artists on the platform so we can promote them, because it's a freelance marketplace. You know, the goal is to give freelancers the freedom to trade in crypto and to give them exposure. So that's our goal. Brandon, if you want to continue on your development end, you can go ahead.
Let me just answer one quick question that is super important, that I'm glad we got this question. Like before anything, this is something that I said in one of the interviews that we had with the team, and it's that there's a lot of questions that people don't ask, and we should be the ones that are answering those questions. There's a question that says, why start a burn wallet with 250 trillion tokens? That's a great question. Like, that's something that I understood after launching the token and after making the transactions with the token. I thought at the beginning that number one, that was supposed to create hype and also reduce the supply. But then you start thinking about this. I mean, wouldn't it be the same if I started the supply with 250 trillion tokens and just like burning? Yes, technically yes. I mean, burning 200 and like 50% of the 500 trillion supply was taking more like as a hype decision. It doesn't actually affect the price, and the burn was effectively made before even launching or providing liquidity. So there was like no reason after you think about it. There's no actual reason or benefit of burning tokens before launching the token. So yeah, it was just like a decision based on hype. Yeah. But thank you for asking that. That's like an extremely important question. And it also applies to every single project. You can see that big projects, for example, I read the other day in a DeFi blog that Flare was trying also to kind of make a burn before launching the platform. And it's the same. Burns do not affect price if you do burns before launching the token. Right now, the burns that happen every day with every transaction do affect the price. They reduce the supply, values more the token, and so the real burn starts after the launch. We're doing actually great on the burning side. Somebody asked us if we're gonna do manual burns. At the rate we're doing, we almost burn an additional 10% in less than a month. So since we're launching on around mid-fall, I mean, there's a lot of time for us to see if we're actually going to need to burn more or if we can just keep up with the burning rate at the moment. Now, on the back end of the thing, my team and I are working right now. We're testing two things. Number one, there's going to be two options for logging in. There's a lot of people that feel comfortable with logging with their wallet directly just through a Web3 kind of login. We're going to be able to do that and create a profile based on your wallet address that's going to store your information. Or we're also testing a database using Firebase. Firebase for phone numbers, so if you want to use your phone number, and also Firestore as a temporary database. That's not the final plan, but it's the most, at the moment, it's the easiest and best way for us to handle the database in the website. And also, I'm still working on the escrow system. The way the escrow system will work, it's first, you get a quote. You don't submit any transactions before actually getting a quote, since freelancing consists in, well, 90% communication between customer and service provider and 10% in payment. The process for this, the train of process for handling the transactions over the marketplace will be, number one, get a quote from the person. You will be able to get your quote and the token that that specific service provider accepts. Or in case you want to get a quote in USD and then you translate it to the token you're going to be paying for, you can do it that way. After you get that quote, you will be able to submit an escrow transaction. The marketplace will then create an escrow smart contract to store the assets. This will require two signs, kind of like a multi-sign wallet works, but in this case, in a smart contract. The two signs will be, number one, the service provider. Number two, the buyer. Once you submit the escrow, and once your job is ready, say for example, a simple design, a simple a vector, the service provider will be able to sign back that smart contract. So once you receive your job, your design, you will be able to, oh, hold on. Oh, Hold on.
I think someone's mentioning that the Telegram voice chat is.
What's up? Yeah, okay, it's up now. Okay, back to it. So the second transaction will be the buyer transaction. Once the buyer receives the job done, it doesn't matter what job it is. Once they receive the files, anything that it's supposed to receive, it'll sign the transaction back again and it'll release the funds. This will ensure at some point safe transactions. Of course, this escrow system and the platform system will have a master account that, well, I think it'll be managed by us. So in any case, for example, the transaction was not able to be completed, or there was like some issues in releasing the funds, or any sort of problems with the buyer or service provider, we're going to be able to interact with the smart contract and either release the tokens for the service provider or just submit a return. In the escrow system, the service provider will be also able to submit a refund to the buyer, also as a signed transaction. This will all be handled through Web3 manipulations and through of course, the platform. That's to give you an idea on how the escrow system will work. There's a question here that asks me, what's your plan for payments on the platform to ensure security? At the current moment, there's like not 100% safe way to create 100% secure escrow payments. Decentralized world has a lot of things that are good and bad. For example, this last couple months with the flash loans. Flash loans are not a bad thing, but instead of the DeFi feature, but the way people is using flash loans is in a bad way. So we're able to create those decentralized transactions. At some point, those are secure because only 3 people are able to interact with those escrows, which is the buyer, the service provider, and in this case, the master account, which is us, but nothing else. There's not going to be any middleman but the blockchain. The blockchain is going to be the middleman. Every single transaction will be pretty much processed by the blockchain itself. So yeah, that's what I can answer about that specific secure transactions. We're gonna store, of course, your information, not your wallet. If you don't want to, that's why we're doing both Web3 login and also the normal login through Firebase. So yeah, that's in that. Oh, I'm gonna say that most people know Web3. That's important. Web3 is one of the most important things to understand. I'm also going to send you something. Let me start with that. What is Web3? Hold on, let me see if everyone's listening on the Telegram group. Is everyone listening here in Telegram? Just type yes or no, please. Greg?
You're trying to see if someone can hear you on the Telegram?
Yes. Yeah, just like before I start speaking about this, because I have like 5 people in the Telegram group, so I just need to know if they're listening or not.
Well, yeah, I can hear you, but I'm not sure if they're gonna respond or not.
Are you on the Telegram too?
Yeah, I'm on the Telegram. I'm not on the voice chat.
Oh,
I'm viewing it. Yeah. I'm viewing it though.
Okay. So then let's get to explaining what is Web3. There's a huge difference between Web 3.0 and Web3, right? So Web 2 and Web 3, Web 2 refers to the version of the what we currently see right now on the internet, the normal things, the things that you've been using for the last 10 years that you started using internet, right? Is where most of the service providers exist, completely centralized by company providing services in exchange for your data. And the Web3 englobes this Ethereum context where you can straight up build your dApps that run on the blockchain. So it's a way for us to grab the Ethereum virtual machine and grab decentralized apps running on the Ethereum network. One is the Ethereum, because that's the first that implemented smart contracts along with Web3. Web3 has a lot of benefits. Number one, of course, it lets us build a lot of things, such as, for example, the whole NFT thing, the whole dApp thing. That's why you like PancakeSwap exists right now, Uniswap exists right now. Everyone has permission to use the web. You don't need like any specific permissions to request for domains, to request for addresses, to request for anything. So if you have access to the network, in this case Ethereum, you have access to use the service. This is not limited to Ethereum. Something important to understand is that the BSC, the whole BSC network, it's a fork of Ethereum. So that's why we're able to like use Web3. There's different networks that are called pair networks, like Polkadot, for example, that are not able to support Web3 because those are not on the Ethereum network. They use a different structure and different virtual machine architecture. Short, Web3, it's the decentralized way, where we transact, where we connect our wallets every day, PancakeSwap, Uniswap, etc. So we can provide payments and receive payments through the daily token, which is Ethereum, or short. That's in short word. So let's go back. So it says, seeing as we're going to stop the burn once the platform launches, is there a cutoff? Are we going to burn until a certain amount, and if that amount isn't met by the time platform launch, will we manually burn? Well, for us, in order to burn tokens, we have to hold the tokens. Once we inject the liquidity, that's the PancakeSwap there. The only way for us to obtain that liquidity is either unpairing our liquidity tokens and just hold the tokens and then burn them, or purchasing tokens and then burn them, or just burn the existing supply through transactions to the burn wallet. So if you check right now, if you go to the contract address and you check the PancakeSwap pair, we are holding at around 6%. I'm estimating that if things keep going the way they're going right now, we should be holding around just like 2%. Probably, we should probably have burned almost 20%. So if for some reason we didn't meet that quota, or we were not happy with the amount that has been burned so far, yeah, we can just develop a buyback plan to buy the remaining supply, or at least more of the supply, and then burn that supply. At the moment, it's not necessary, because you see we're trading, I think, at around $150,000 on a 24-hour chart. That's the last number that I saw. So yeah, we're just gonna see how it does, how the burning rate does, and if it's gonna be enough for us to launch with the tokens that we want to have. Now, would there be any TCC coin staking or anything to actually encourage buyers to hold them onto their TCC tokens, please? That's one of the first things that we discussed. The TCC token, it's built to be used on the platform. That's why we're not doing any additional complex operation like this, things about reflections or forking the SafeMoon project, because it's like more heavy on the blockchain. And we're just creating a hyper-deflationary self-sustainable liquidity pool. You do get benefits in the platform for holding TCC, such as service discounts. The platform aims to be self-sustainable by charging service fee from 5 to 10% every single time you purchase with a different coin other than the TCC token. And the TCC token as a holder gives you the benefit if you're using the platform on having that same 5 to 10% service fee. You get that, but a discount. Say, for example, that you're buying a service that is going to cost you $100, a simple design or a simple vector. So for those $100, if you hold TCC and if you pay with TCC, you're going to be able to get a 5 discount on that. 5 to 10% discount. Depends a lot on the price. That's the benefit. And also additional perks in the platform if you're a service provider, special tax, some kind of priority in your ads, for example, and your advertisements for offering your services too. Custom designs in your store, maybe special attention on the customer support side. And well, yeah, I mean, in order for us to stake the coins, or in order for us to create a farm, a BNB farm with a pair, we need to create additional contracts. Like everything about farm staking and stuff, it's based on additional contracts. We can research in that. It's one of the plans. Right now, not since I'm the one that works with the blockchain, I'm not prioritizing building any additional app or feature on the token because it's more important for me, at least at the moment, to finish the platform because that's the product we're trying to get out to the world, you know? But yeah, we can also talk about building a farm or a staking contract for us to stake and give you more rewards. That's also possible. We can talk about that. So let's see. Did I understand correctly? Once burn stuff, LP injections to it as well. So we go from 10% tax to 0% tax. Exactly. There will not be tax because imagine this. Say you want to purchase a service and you're going to be paying with your TCC. That service is going to cost you $500. Then you're going to need to pay the fees on the token. Then that doesn't make any sense. So we're trying to make real transactions, like real coins, big coins that are being used in transactions. You can take any example you want. Don't take this burn rate or liquidity or reflections because they're being used in transactions. Imagine that you're gonna be handling above 1,000 transactions every single 10 minutes because there's a lot of services being requested to the platform. There's a lot of fees that are going to be pretty much charged on the token, plus service fees that are going to be charged on the platform, and it's going to create a big mess. Since we're trying to use the collective for real transactions in a real market, that's why we're going down on tax. If you think about it, the tax will be able to support more than enough. We'll be able to create more than enough liquidity and more than enough burn in 3 months. So, I mean, we're just a week old and we're we burned already 10%. We're a week old and we're almost touching the $1 million in liquidity. We're sitting at 770 something thousand dollars in liquidity, which is a lot. It's almost $1 million. So in 3 months, picture that same number, but in 3 months, we might be up to like $2 million, right? No, it's a pleasure. Thank you for asking the questions. So, yeah, I think someone else is gonna write a question. So I'm just gonna wait for that. Does the platform has a reward system? Can you explain what do you mean by reward system? Like rewards and tokens? That's actually something that we also thought, because you see, every single transaction, since it'll create that additional service fee, those tokens have to go somewhere. So if it's a different token, it can be swapped for BNB, then injected back as liquidity, or used to buy tokens, for example, for us, or be used to create a pool of rewards in BNB or Bitcoin or Dogecoin or TCC that we can then redistribute to the platform users. That's also that would be also something that I was thinking about on doing. reward system would be the last part that I would work on, but it's possible because of that system that I'm working on, that every single escrow that gets created. Yeah. Like if I buy a lot of creators, have a lot of work done. So you mean like rewards for customers?
No, I think
yeah.
meaning
No, yeah, loyalty. No, your loyalty program. Yeah, it's for customers. Loyalty program. I'm guessing that we could use that same reward system to create a B&B pool, for example, that if we have 100 customers and we have out of those 100 customers, 20 are custom customers that consume at least, I don't know, $500 every 10 days, then we have like a loyal customer. That loyal customer can push his address to see if he applies to the reward program and get rewards back in TCC or in B&B, or depending on our reach at that point. Yes, I'm guessing, yeah, we can do it. Since we're like, once again, we're going to be taking those fees, so those fees have to go somewhere. So we can distribute, if we're taking 10% fee, for example, in most of the buys, we can use 8% fee to reseed the market, buy tokens, and then 2% fee that goes to a reward pool. It doesn't matter. And B&B. B&B would be the easiest option because of the fees, and that almost everyone that moves in BSC has a little bit of B&B. So yeah, it will be possible. So you can consider that too.
Yeah, we're definitely looking to create ways to award members who hold TCC and use TCC on the platform as well, like Brandon mentioned. But all that comes down the line as we develop the platform. Like Brandon mentioned, the main focus right now is the escrow accounts and building that transactions service, because that is what's going to hold the platform down. If we don't get that developed, then the platform is non-existent. So that's the main focus at the moment. And then once that is set in stone, then we can focus on other projects on the platform.
Something important is that the structure on how we're going to handle the what are you going to see or how you're going to access it through, you're going to have the landing side, which is going to be like a splash page. We're actually migrating on, I'm not going to disclose the front end because that doesn't belong to me, but WordPress and like web editors have a certain limit. So we're building an actual customized React app. So it'll be, you'll have access to the splash page, to the landing page, and then there's going to be a button that is going to open the app.thecollectivemarketplace.com, or depending on the domain that we use. But yeah, that's going to be like the whole structure. You're going to be able to see the front end, and once Andrew shows it to you, I'm not going to say any dates. So I'll get Andrew get back to the front end thing because he wants to share a lot of things with you too.
You talk about the marketplace, right? Brandon? Yeah. So, like I mentioned, I want to just clarify for everybody that heard it. The first marketplace that we're releasing in about 2 weeks is not the beta. The beta is actually going to be the platform that Brandon is mentioning. But like I said, this is going to be the first version of the marketplace, and we actually have a handful of artists at the moment that want to get on the platform, and we're setting up their shops right now. So once that releases in 2 weeks, you can actually purchase using TCC and the Alliance's coins as well. So we're going to give the utility for Useless, Gatlin, and also Piggy. But at the moment with Gatlin's situation, once they get everything set up, they'll be on the platform. But we're giving the utility and the use case for those coins and our coins as well. And if Spoil, Sal, if you want to hop in and talk about your marketing end.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I was away for a little while. You guys wouldn't even believe it. I went to go get a haircut, and the next thing you know, when I jumped into the car, my damn battery doesn't turn on. So I had to jump this thing, and standing in the car, and I don't know, it's probably like 90 degrees out here, humid as hell in Texas. Yeah, that thing's pretty hell. But can you guys hear me? Just because I am driving through the neck of the hood.
Yeah, we can hear you.
For sure. Well, yeah, so I didn't get to really introduce myself earlier because there's a lot of people in here that probably don't even know really who I am. I'm kind of always behind scenes, kind of a little bit more to myself and more of the person who jumps in and kind of, you know, say something when it's time to say something. But and also a goofball. I'm definitely a goofball. I like making people laugh, and I like, you know, just having fun. But anyways, I am a restaurant owner at the moment. I own a restaurant and a food truck. Currently have a restaurant opening up in California as well. I've been in marketing and just social media, the social media influencer world for about, I would say, like 7 years. I had a few online businesses that were pretty much, you can say, based off of pretty much just social media influencers and just a social media driven fan base. And I pretty much made every project I've had in that world go viral. And that's something that I'm trying to incorporate with this, but in a little bit of a different aspect, because what's going on with what I noticed with just BSC is obviously there's a lot of, you know, meme coins, and a lot of them offer, you can say, the same thing. But what I'm trying to do is trying to take a different approach of, instead of just going all full ape mode on just PooCoin ads and just a bunch of, you know, the typical banner advertisement, I want to take this a little bit more of the approach of a tech startup, because this isn't just your ordinary, you know, token on the BSC network. This is actually going to be, you know, a tech project, something that's actually going to take a lot more care and time to actually develop. And being able to advertise this and promote this as something that's actually going to bring a benefit to the crypto community in the BSC network, and also just the fact of being able to bring crypto to many different countries that don't have, you know, the access to be able to purchase crypto, because obviously they can't afford it, because it's in, and not just that, but they don't want to take the risks of, you know, buying crypto and potentially losing it. And that's something that I want to do, is kind of just take the direction towards promoting this as a tech startup, with being able to have a lot of press release, which we actually will be having the press release releasing in about, I would say, 3 to 4 days. I know I did say previously that we were going to have, that was going to be the first thing we were going to do, press release, but we're actually going to be doing it now. The reason why behind that was because we kind of got in a little situation where we were trying to make sure that the people we talk to and the people we deal with are legit. And, you know, in this game, there's a lot of people who imitate other people, you know, in other businesses. And the main issue is that a lot of this business is done through Telegram, and a lot of these businesses want to do business through Telegram. So it's kind of hard to trust just anybody, you know. So I had to go to the extra extent of being able to confirm that these people were legit, make sure that, you know, we don't get screwed over, and also make sure that we have the right information to release out there, because we don't want to be able to release on Bloomberg, MarketWatch, Business Insider, you know, Yahoo Finance, Yahoo News, all those sites, Bonezinga, all that, and literally not really excite what's really going on right now, which is the marketplace. You know, the first version.
Hey, Sal, you're cutting off.
The market approaching at them. See, we're going to be doing just crazy promotion when it comes to giveaways. We're going to be doing a lot of giveaways to be able to get people in the community involved with the actual project, because that's the main thing. That's why right now I got together with Jay and also Fluid. Fluid and Enigma are all helping me right now create pretty much, you can say, a nice foundation for the Discord, because that's literally where everything's going to be handled. Everything's going to be, you know, all the information is going to be distributed pretty much to Discord and, of course, Telegram. But that's what I'm trying to build on. I'm trying to make sure that before we bring a large amount of people into here, everything is being able to be controlled, being able to have the right people and the right teams to handle the right position for them. For example, if it's somebody who's going to speak, you know, on a certain part of the project, they know what they're speaking about, and that certain person comes up and speaks. If, you know, just having the right moderators in the group, because that was one of the issues that we had a lot of people in our team that are very new to moderating, some that have experience, some that don't, and people like Fluid and people like Jay, Enigma, and a few other people that they added on board in the last few days are definitely going to help build that foundation, so that way we don't have to worry about any, you know, any problems in the near future, because that's one thing that I wanted to avoid was us being able to, let's just say, bring a large amount of attraction towards us, and then everybody comes to the group and everything's a mess. So I'd rather be able to take this and, like I always say, slow and steady will win the race regardless in this world. And at least as a tech startup, being able to promote this as an actual, project that's going to help not just obviously DeFi and crypto, but also going to help the outside world. And 1 second, I'm sorry guys, because I'm actually driving as well. But yeah, after we do CMC listing, we're going to definitely be doing a lot more bigger stuff aside of just the, you can say, giveaways. We're going to be also including a lot of digital billboard advertisement, which is going to be something we want to build after, of course, that big push comes in where the community grows a little bit more. So that way we're able to see exactly in what states we're able to put billboards up, because that's something we want to be able to build with all the users that are in, or you can say all the investors. Let us know where they're at, and we're able to, build a huge campaign around that, because I feel like that's going to build a lot of, good hype towards the people being able to see, the project that they're investing into in their own city. But yeah, aside of banner ads and stuff like that, it's just something we really want to be able to build with the community. I personally feel like if we adapt with our community and do more actual social events and stuff like that, for example, like the gaming side, that was one of the ideas that I kind of came up with. And then I brought up, Gopnik, Stitch, and a few other people, Nick, and just a few other people on board, just to make sure that we have more, you can say, involvement with the actual community, and actually allowing people, for example, even if we have a movie night, or we have a game night where people are able to come and play games with each other and win some money, all that kind of stuff. So it's just more just building really a big fan base of people that believe in the project, but also are having fun while being part of the project and seeing the project grow. Because if people are bored and people are just worrying about when's the chart going to go up, and when is it going to keep going up and all that type of stuff, that's just, that kind of kills the whole point of having everybody, pretty much focus on what's going on with the platform, and also being able to be involved with the actual developers of the project and the core team of the core team of the project. And I feel like people really like that. People really like being able to be involved with the people who are actually this is just a few things that I have, lined up, along with also doing a campaign that we're going to be doing, which is going to be us attacking Fiverr. We're going to be going pretty much towards Fiverr and Etsy, coming out with pretty much a proposal / white paper for different service providers that are on there. Because if a lot of people don't know, when you go on places like Fiverr and Etsy, if you try to get them to work outside of Etsy or Fiverr, you could potentially get banned. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a different approach and reach out to people with PDF files, where it literally has a full explanation of what the project is, how the front end of the marketplace looks, the back end, and all that kind of stuff of the current marketplace. So they get a feel for it and actually understand what the project's about, how it works, how they would pretty much benefit from the actual platform, and how it would be good for them to also use the collective as another freelancer platform for them to provide their services. So that's something that I'll be also working on to, create more of a user and service provider, base of users. But yeah, with, like I said, with marketing, it's very, very delicate and very, hard to say exactly, what are we going to do right this next second, just for the simple fact that people move at their own pace. And what I mean by that is a lot of companies that you try to work with, they don't move as fast as you want them to. Or even if you're trying to work with certain influencers, they don't move as fast as you would like them to move. So that's another thing. And also, too, creating a presence of ourselves. Right now, we're fairly new. So we're not really based off of hype, at least at first. That's literally what we're working on right now, just pretty much building, that hype behind us, which I know it's definitely coming with everything that we have. And there's a few other stuff that we have that I don't really want to announce because it kind of destroys the whole hype behind it. But yeah, I personally feel that with all the current events that we're going to have and all the current announcements that we're going to have just along, the way with in the next week or so, is going to definitely hype a lot of people. For example, like Tyler Hill, that might not be a big deal for a lot of people, but he's going to be somebody who interacts with the project a lot and somebody who actually believes in the project and actually wants to see the project himself. So being able to have somebody like that at the beginning stages, I personally feel that would be definitely something that, will bring a lot of new people who are new to the BSC network side into our platform to find out about us and at least gain a little bit more trust. But yeah, I'm not too sure if anybody has any questions or not. Like I said, I was driving, so I couldn't really read anything.
No, there's not any questions. And actually, like in regards to that, if you check the charts, I mean, most of the projects that reach a good market cap count after a week or 2 weeks, when they drop, the drop is high. I mean, we're not trying, and this is something that we said at the very beginning. I mean, I'm super happy that right now we're able to hold right now 30 people listening to the AMA. Maybe it's because of the time that there's not European members, the Australian members, because it's actually a little bit late right now, I think. But we're actually healthy. People know about the project. People are actually interested in the project, and they're not just looking to pump and pump and pump and pump and pump and let it die after a month, after a week, after 15 days. That's important. That's the major difference. Building a token in the BSC network is extremely easy. For real, it's extremely easy and extremely cheap. Building a DeFi project is what actually changes the DeFi world. And that's what we're aiming to do. Not only building a token, a viable token that we can use for transactions, but also build a usable product, a usable DeFi product that is going to help a lot of people all over the world. So this is not anymore about hyping a project, letting it die, but it's also hyping a way of seeing crypto. So we can start seeing crypto once again as a viable solution for a new economy system and not anymore as a way to obtain fiat. That's why I trust in the project. That's why I put all my effort into the project, into building the actual platform, into building the actual solution. And that's it. That's it. Yeah, right now at the moment there's not any questions. Sadly, the guys from the voice chat and Telegram couldn't listen to every single thing that we said because I'm actually sharing my screen, but sharing the screen just shares the screen and not the audio. But the next AMA that we will have will be done through Twitch. That'll be way easier. We can actually just record that and share the video as well. The current AMA is recording. It's being recorded right now. So there's going to be a recap, of course. So yeah. So you can just
and then if you guys have any questions too, just you guys are always free to message me on just because my status might say away or something, just don't worry about it, just message me regardless. I end up checking. But yeah, any questions you guys have, feel free to hit me up. Just understand that, like I tell everybody, a lot of people try to say, when marketing, but I'm gonna be honest with you, what you guys should be worried about is when the marketplace, because that's really going to be the real big push here, because people are not going to care about the project until they're able to go in there and start actually, not having to use Fiverr, because multiple people that are invested into this project right now know for a fact that they have to go to Fiverr right now to get any service unless they meet somebody on Telegram who said, hey, I have a business proposal for you. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, not everybody wants to deal with somebody like that. Somebody wants to be able to be a little bit more safe. You know what I mean? Where you have a middleman that actually is going to protect you from potentially, you can say, losing your money or something that you're trying to get done for your project or for your business, whatever it may be. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to hit me up whenever. And like I tell people, if you guys are in Texas, San Antonio, Texas, I don't mind meeting up with anybody. If you guys want to come out to my restaurant and have some food, come out. I don't care. I don't have nothing to hide. I just want people to know that we're really trying to work on building actual decentralized freelancer marketplace on the BSC network. So hopefully you guys keep believing in this project the same way how we believe in this project. And, we all just keep pushing together, because at the end of the day, we're going to make it together as a core team and all that. But at the same time, we do need the community too. So
Yeah, about that. I think like all of this thing about the smart contract world on the DeFi world, it's not nothing new. I mean, smart contracts in Ethereum exist since 2015, and like what has been changing is solidity versions all the way from 0.01 all the way up to 0.08, which is one of the most recent ones. Creating tokens, creating smart contracts has been easier as time passes, of course, but people is used to correlate marketing with pumping and pumping with marketing. But I mean, yeah, marketing is important. Marketing is important, but we would be marketing the token. So
We want to
yeah,
market the marketplace. That's the
we
main
want to
thing.
market the service. Yeah, we want to market the service. I mean, and that's an issue for me because there's a lot of super interesting projects right now. You can read a lot of about like extremely useful projects. I'm not going to show any project that I read about because I'm doing research. I also deploy things in their chain. I research on how to implement them into the collective. I do a lot of research in crypto and how to use it, how to implement it. And once you start reading about that, and once you start reading about every single project that doesn't get enough attention because it's not being marketed as a pump for their native token, you find a lot of things super interesting with pair networks, with main networks, with a lot of things. So that's why we're not looking to market just the token, but instead market the platform. If the platform is successful, platform directly correlates to the token. So if the platform is successful, the token is successful. Yeah, that's what we're trying to build the foundation on the platform and not rely every single like forever in a token. Hydra eventually died. That's the truth. That's the truth. But like people asking for services, people like needing services. It doesn't matter what kind of services exist, and it'll be like that for the next, I don't know, 100 years, and it won't matter what like what way we use the services. There's a lot of there's a lot of opportunity areas for us to actually sell the marketplace. It's gonna be used for sure. That's one of the first things that we did, even before launching the token. That's one of the first things we did. We did a study that we actually reviewed the studies that Fiverr, Upwork, freelancing.com shares on using their platforms and how the freelancing world has grown the last year. In just a year, I mean, you can check this by yourself. You can go to their website, see for the report, for the year report, and you can see that from being 15 million people using the platform, the numbers went up almost 3 times, 45 billion per platform, 45 million people per platform. So
COVID definitely helped that a lot, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
which is really cool.
You can actually correlate a lot of things. COVID with staying at home and freelancing, and also COVID with people joining crypto because it's interesting. It's actually interesting. And
they had the time to research now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of members in here that know a lot about crypto, that know a lot about developing platforms, apps, and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that every single one of them is interested in the potential of the project. And I appreciate every single one of you for that. It means actually a lot to be able to build a community like this that in the future is going to also start seeing the benefits of being part of this chain. Thank you for that.
Real quick, I wanted to say something because I know I seen somebody say, a K dude said he said that marketing is not needed because the project was so tough. Yes, of course, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do no marketing. We're definitely going to do a lot of marketing still, just because it definitely needs to get noticed by the crypto community first. And then after the crypto community notices it and we gain investors, that's when more of the outside world will start noticing it as well. So it's like we're definitely going to be doing a lot of marketing still, but it's just more of when we actually have that real boost into us, we're going to completely boost up our marketing on literally 1,000%, because that's really when it's going to be time to push. And also too, I did get asked something about the Fiverr thing, because it kind of sounded like I said we're going to attack Fiverr. We're not going to attack Fiverr. What we're going to do is we're going to come towards actual service providers on Fiverr who want to be able to offer their services on another platform as well. For example, us, or, you know, a lot of people, they're on Fiverr, but they're also on Freelancer and Upwork and stuff like that. So that's just what we want to be able. We want to be able to be an alternative for people to also come and use us as an actual marketplace. So we're not, you know, literally going to attack, you know, Fiverr, because that's definitely something we don't want to do. But you know, we do definitely want to be able to let those people know in that world that are actually, you can say, generating revenue from there, to know, hey, you can make money in crypto too, you know. So yeah, definitely not going to be an attack towards them or Etsy or none of them. Definitely, that's not going to be a thing to do, especially on a business approach. You don't want to be that kind of business.
Yeah, it's just pretty much approaching the artists and giving them an opportunity, like Sal mentioned, to sell their freelance work for crypto. And crypto is becoming new currency. And I know crypto's been around for a very long time. But eventually, one day down the road, you'll go to a store and you'll see your neighborhood store is accepting crypto. And it's going to happen in the future. But it's going to take time, and that's our goal, to decentralize different platforms and different types of products. But that all comes down the line. We are 100% trying to decentralize many platforms.
Yeah, and it's not that we're gonna take care of every single thing, decentralize every single thing, but everything is about start to build that chain. So we're paving the way, for example, to support the freelancing side. But what if in a couple months or in a year, there's a project that decides to also decentralize logistics services, and then after that, grocery services? Like there's an extremely huge potential for this whole decentralized world. Sadly, we've been using decentralized words in a bad context, but like the idea behind decentralizing stuff, it's amazing. It's possible. It's viable. We just gotta make it work. We just gotta like support the actual DeFi. One of the recent problems, it's this constant fear of the market being canceled or banned from countries. But if you read, for example, news, it's not that they're canceling the whole market, but most of the time it's that they're canceling meme coins. We love meme coins. Everyone loves meme coins because they do generate a lot of money. They do bring a lot of attention into the crypto market. After Doge thing, the meme coins and Master coins generated a lot of attention into the market. Generated a lot of traction into the 3 trillion market cap that we had in the whole crypto market for like a couple months, right? But we were not building anything. Like, to be honest, we were not building anything. So once we're settling down, once the market starts to recover, once you start to not getting away from meme coins, but instead getting into understanding the whole DeFi and crypto thing, building things is going to be our priority. And what better than actually trying to be pioneers of this whole new market? Like the crypto market is super young right now. Even though crypto exists since almost 7 years now, 7-8 years now, we're still young. And DeFi stuff, it's like super young. So like when I think about this project, when I first was invited to be part of the project as a developing team, I thought about Laszlo when he paid for 2 pizzas with a lot of Bitcoin, right? I mean, he didn't know that Bitcoin was going to be $64,000 at one point. He never expected that, and I bet you whatever he wants that he never even thought about paying like millions of dollars at one point for 2 pizzas, right? But he was doing what crypto is supposed to be used for, that it's creating that new way of thinking about currencies and thinking about how we can change the world with a different economical system. And he was a pioneer in that. Now we're trying to be pioneers in this, and you're also being part of it. Every single one of you in the community, every single one of you in the alliance, we're trying to be part of something bigger, and we're building something bigger than every single one of us. So yeah, that's. I mean, I always say the same thing, but it's like super important for us to picture it like that. Good things take time. We're working, we're moving like super fast. I honestly didn't expect us to move this fast. It's been a healthy growth. It's been a fun ride so far, and it's a huge experience for me. Not for the money, not for the money pumping into the market, but instead for the things I'm learning, for the things that community's learning, for the things that I'm able to change for me, for our community, and for the world too. I mean, having a point of view from the investor side, it's a completely different way than having a point of view from a project leader side, and it's a huge change for every single one of us. That's it. Thank you.
Well, guys, I appreciate you guys all showing up to our AMA. If you guys have any more questions, we'll be closing live and I guess about a couple minutes. So if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and ask now. You can either ask on the questions or you can request to talk. But I appreciate all you guys, like Brandon mentioned, coming in and believe in our project. We have big plans and we're not going to let you guys down. Just checking if we got any questions coming. Oh, the CMC progress, yeah, it should be soon. So you guys will see it. It will come. I promise you guys. You can.
The thing is, with I mean, I'm not gonna get into many details, but the thing is that there's a point for us that we can submit the form. We follow the procedure to submit the listing on CoinGecko. We follow the procedure. The listing on Trust, we follow that procedure. To list on Boss, we follow that procedure. To list in every single charting system, we follow a procedure, and we can give you a time frame. But there's like one point where we don't actually like manage how fast or how slow is it gonna be. So we can give you a time frame, but if for some reason that time frame was not accomplished for some reason, I mean, it's bad for us. So we say soon, we give you that time frame. Okay.
We appreciate everybody coming in. We're going to go ahead and close it now. We're going to have a recap and we will have a video recording posted on YouTube so you guys can view it again and also share it to anybody you want to share with. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys another time.
Thank you. And have a good day.